Welcome to Kilnhurst, home to over 5,000 people and home to St Thomas's Church. The canal and the railway line remind us of more prosperous times in days gone by, when village life was dominated by the coal mine. Those days are gone now, although Kilnhurst is still home to quite a few local businesses and some light industry. Last summer, here at St Thomas's, we celebrated our 150th birthday. Since 1859 the church has stood here, a local landmark, just up the hill from the village. And down those 150 years, St Thomas's has played an active role in community life. Now in our generation we're trying to do the same, providing services on Sundays of course, but much more than that. There are groups for local people whether they're 9 months or 90 years old. Doing our bit to get people together, doing our bit as we've always done to build up community life. We can sum up the problem we face in just one word. It's a problem of capacity. Back in 1859, St Thomas's was built and designed for Sunday services. Our church has all the hallmarks of a Victorian building. It's a great big space, but most things here are firmly fixed down. The chancel where the choir would have sat, the screen that divides the two parts of the building, and the main body of the church with its fixed pews, comfy enough for Sundays, but pretty inflexible for other activities. Big windows and a great high roof mean there's lots of natural light, but they also make this an expensive area to heat. And for some, even getting in and out of here can be a bit of a challenge. The steps up to the front door make access difficult for those less able-bodied. If that's how it was in 1859, well, church life just isn't like that in 2010. We've not given up on Sundays, of course, far from it. We still meet here week by week as the people of God to encourage each other, to learn from the Bible and to grow in our faith. But these days there's more to church than Sundays. There's a whole raft of activities that go on besides. We strongly believe that by investing time and effort in these groups, we'll have a great impact in building the Christian community. We think the Christian faith has got so much to offer. It can change lives and impact whole communities, just like ours here in Kilnhurst. As a church, that's where we want to be. We want to be right at the forefront of building community. Now, all in all, I think we've done a great job at being creative with the space and the resources that God's given us. For example, we've got these tabletops that we can pop over the pews to make an impromptu work surface. Great for crafts with our younger kids. Then on a Wednesday night we can move out the stuff from the front of church to make way for a pool table and video games. Our younger friends at Tommy's Tots, well, they come here on a Tuesday, they race up and down the aisle. But even that's far from ideal. But we press on. Young families, young people, these folks are the future generations and key to our vision of building community. This same space at the front here is used on a Wednesday for our lunch club. 30 or 40 folks join us once a month for a meal together. It's a great chance for some of our older folks in Kilnhurst to join us for a bit of company and a bit of fun. You see, it's not just youngsters that need community, but the older ones too. We want to build community across the generations, younger ones and older ones alike, and all those in between. But you know, even putting on a lunch club brings its challenges. It can be a bit of a squeeze to fit everyone in. Here in church we can manage to rustle up a cup of tea, but there's no cooker and no kitchen facilities. Food has to be cooked off-site and brought here to be served up. Down at the back of church is a meeting space that we call the Harry Greenfield Room, named in memory of a long-standing member of this church. It provides us with a place for refreshments after our church services. It's where we hold the Sunday school and run the creche. On a Tuesday it's transformed into Steptoes, our weekly drop-in cafe, with tasty refreshments and nearly new. Like some of our other groups, it's a group that's growing. Just recently we've had to make space for an extra table or two. And again, that means that sometimes it's a bit of a squeeze. It's a great problem to have, but it brings us back to our fundamental problem, the problem of capacity. Now we've thought about doing things elsewhere, meeting in other venues. There's the Kilnhurst Community Centre just down the road, a few minutes walk away. We've used the centre quite a bit for special occasions and bigger events. But even at subsidised rates, a venue like that is still out of our price range for the things that we do every week, our bread and butter programme of regular events and activities. Hiring space would be an answer if money was no object, but for most of what we do, it's simply not an option. Instead, we've come up with a plan. With the help of our architect, it's a solution to our capacity problem. Our plan is to build the St Thomas's Community Hall. We want to build capacity in order to build community. The hall will provide us with a practical and comfortable meeting space for all our church activities, and it'll also be available to hire by other community groups. That's where you can help. You see, we'd like you to join us in our vision for building community here in Kilnhurst. We'd like to invite you to join us in raising the money that we need. Now, we're expecting that most of the funding will come from grants and trust funds, but we still need your help. We're launching a local fundraising appeal that we're calling Brick by Brick. We have 5,000 bricks for sale and they're £5 each. If we sell all the bricks, we'll raise £25,000. As the owner of a brick, you'll get your name in our special Brick by Brick register, and we'll give you a small certificate as a keepsake of your generosity. If you'd like to help, please pick up one of these Brick by Brick envelopes that you'll find at the back of church. Simply fill it in, pop the money inside and get it back to us, and we'll do the rest. See, together we can make a difference, building capacity and building community. On behalf of all the folks at St Thomas's Church, thank you for your support.